if you've reached this point, it must have occurred to you by now, hang on, there must be easier ways of doing this. Does this idiot not realise that, it's so easy for people to tune out? Duncan, they're not going to be listening. They'll have stopped engaging with this if they don't want to. Actually, I am an idiot, but I do realise that. I fully get the point, and that is in fact the whole point. I know that you could write out a list of do's and don'ts for leadership in Milrow Baptist Church, and then I could make it my job, couldn't I? Be on people's backs until they will actually do what we've set out for them to do. Only one tiny little weeny little baby little problem with that: it would be completely pointless. That way you do not achieve godly leadership. What you achieve that way is, well, in our case, Duncan-controlled leadership. Whereas godly leadership, as we find out from here, from verse 2 of chapter 3 of 1 Timothy, godly leadership is self-controlled. That doesn't mean self-controlled in the sense that the world has it, which is I decide what I want and I make sure that I jolly well get it. No, self-controlled here is self-controlled as in filled with the Holy Spirit. And then for someone who is filled with the Holy Spirit becomes very, very hard to manipulate. But that's good, because from within them there is this desire to do the right thing because it is the right thing, because it is the right thing, and the desire to avoid doing the wrong thing. And it comes from inside of them. It is not imposed upon them from without. So yeah, sure, could write out a whole list of jolly good things to do, and they would be good things. We all know that people can be manipulated. It's very easy to do that. And it's very easy to put people on the spot, to make them feel that they should and they ought, to surround them and hem them in and make them feel that there's only one way out from here. There's only one way to get me off your back, and that is to do what I want you to do. It really is remarkably easy to do that, and I'm ashamed of the number of times that I've done that more or less self-consciously. But you don't achieve godly leadership that way. What you get is someone who can be manipulated to do the right thing. And if they can be manipulated to do the right thing, they can be manipulated later to do the wrong thing. You should fear me if I'm the kind of leader who can be manipulated to do the right thing, because sooner or later I'll be leading you, and what I'm actually leading you to do is not because it's God's will. I'm leading you in a particular direction because it's a way of getting X off my back, because it's a way of pleasing Y, because the Baptist Union have been on at me and I want to get rid of them. Now you need a leader who can't be manipulated in that way, a leader who is self-controlled. I may believe that leaders at Milrow Baptist Church should be at the prayer meeting at least once a week. I may believe that leaders at Milrow Baptist Church should be involved with studying the Word with other members of the congregation. Yeah, I do believe those things. But putting you on the spot, if you're waiting for me to bully you into doing those things, you will wait a long time. Because I can't bully you into doing them. That way I would bruise and wound and injure something that needs to be part of your makeup as a leader. If we aspire to be the kind of leaders that people genuinely need us to be, the question has to be not how can I be made to do the right thing, but how can the desire grow in me to want to do the right thing? How can I be ruled by a desire inside of me to do that which pleases God because it pleases God, because I am his son? So, how does that happen? Well, it doesn't happen with me writing down a list of rules and do's and don'ts and then getting on your back, getting on your case until you do those things. It happens with us engaging with the Word like we are doing by the Holy Spirit, and by His Holy Spirit changing our hearts so that more and more and more and more we want to do the thing that is right and we want to shun the thing that is wrong. So they say leadership is born and not made. Well, yeah, in our case, leadership is born again and not made. And it's self-controlled. It ain't Duncan controlled.